for satin stitch applique on the Singer Quantum Stylist 9960, you've got a zigzag stitch that I'm going to show you how to adjust for the perfect satin stitch. Plus you actually have 2 feet in the machine that come with the machine that you might like to try out and see which one you like the best. Foot B is a clear foot. It's perfectly cut out underneath where the stitches will have formed so they don't pile up. And that helps keep the fabric from kind of tunneling up in front of the needle, but with that clear plastic. Now the other foot that is actually nice that it comes with this machine, again, is a metal foot, but it's completely open. So this foot actually is a zigzag foot, and it is available. I'm going to use this one just because you can see where you're going. Okay, next, zigzag. Let's just go straight to the zigzag stitch. That happens to be stitch number 9. Go over to the stitch length. Now, default width for a zigzag is 5 millimeters wide, which honestly usually is a little wide for me, so I'm going to just kind of reduce that down, maybe 3.5. Stitch length, here's the trick. You want to get this close enough so that your stitches don't have little gaps between it. So I might start at, I'll actually start at 1 and then let you see the difference as we shorten it up. And you can actually do the shortening of the stitch length, pushing the button to see it while it's actually stitching. So you can see it change while it's sewing. Depending on how thick your thread is, will determine how close together the stitch length actually needs to be. The goal is to guide the fabric so the zig to the right just barely goes off the edge of the fabric. So as I shorten it to the lower settings here, you'll see that those zigzags are starting to get closer and closer. It's getting to a nice, I'm down to 0.5. We're closing it up. That's okay, but let me show you what it really looks like when we get down to 0.4, and the smallest is 0.3 stitch length. Now you will see that it takes a little longer to stitch, but let me show you the difference from where we started to what the stitch looks like now. So you can really see the difference as I close it up, but boy, when I get all the way down to that close size, it really looks sharp. So I always go for a smoother, more filled in zigzag satin stitch for applique, and that does take a little practice, but once you dial it in, you will be going around those raw edges like nobody's business. Little practice to go around curves and corners, but with a few extra YouTube videos on applique or some online courses, I think you'll really find your stride. But with the right foot and the right thread, this will all work perfectly.